That would be important.
Hello guys, it's Hunter Unit 751 here, bringing you a different kind of a video actually. Well, I say video, we are doing a podcast for Sasuke 34, with this being the 20th anniversary, just gone, the 27th of September I believe it was. And we're just doing a little podcast where we're going to be talking about the upcoming Sasuke tournament and then Sasuke in general. I say we because I have two other people here. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Smokey Massacre right here, trying to get my Sasuke mind ready for this tournament. I couldn't even remember which tournament it was. There's so many now. Yeah, we're on 34. That's crazy.
Feels weird, doesn't it, having two tournaments in 1 year?
Nice.
And I'm AlfaPuma, also getting hyped for Sasuke, but unlike Smokey, I knew what tournament it was.
Of course, Puma knew what tournament it was.
Puma knows who frickin' cleared with how many seconds left in tournament 2.5.
It's true, me and Puma are Sasuke knowledge. I mean,
which is why I think you guys, with your outstanding knowledge of Sasuke, are going to be excellent at answering some questions today. Which is why, starting off, Sasuke 34. These tournaments have been going on for a long time, but I don't think I've ever lost any excitement for Sasuke. So I want to hear from you guys, Hunter. How excited are you about Sasuke 34?
I am very much looking forward to Sasuke 34. I mean, it's just great, first of all, to have two tournaments in 1 year again. We haven't had it since 2010. And that was like, I don't even know, 2026? Sasuke 26? And, it's become, it's still one tournament a year. And that's good, but it's not how it used to be. But hopefully now we're getting on track for two tournaments in 1 year. Whether it'll happen again in next year or in future years, I don't know. But hopefully it'll happen. And because this is the 20th anniversary, especially, I'm really hoping that this tournament ends up being a good tournament, and they treat the occasion properly with, good flashbacks and little pieces about the 20 years of history that we've got. And there's been a lot of history, which we'll try and get into as we go on. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the tournament.
I'd have to agree with that. Just 20 years, like, that's older than me. And just like, no matter, a lot of people have been hating on the new Sasuke because the course is too hard or everything like that, but I just love every tournament, just seeing all my familiar faces, all new people, seeing what happens and the results. It's not always about someone winning, it's about the journey, and that's what I love, just seeing the journey of the progression, who clears, who doesn't.
God bless the Sasuke journey.
Yeah.
And Hunter, you said that you're hoping for it to be a good tournament or a great tournament. What in your mind would qualify this tournament as a great tournament?
An interesting one, to be honest. I suppose every tournament you hope for more progression in comparison to the previous tournament. I suppose last tournament I think I looked at this. I want to say that last tournament was the first tournament since Sasuke. Well, definitely since Sasuke Rising. I suppose probably since Sasuke 25. Oh no, that's a complete lie. I just realized I just made that up. I was going to say this Sasuke 33 was the first tournament where we kind of went backwards in terms of you have a tournament where someone gets to, this far, and then the next tournament nobody gets as far as they did in the previous tournament, and so it's sort of gone backwards a little bit. just realised that I kind of destroyed my own logic because Sasuke 31, there was obviously a total victory. But so I guess if you discount total victories, um,
But no, I see what you're saying because that was kind of the end of an era. Like they were building up Sasuke, 28? Nobody got past the crazy cliffhanger. Then 29, someone did, and then got to the pipe slider. Then the next tournament was the final stage, and then the tournament after was the total victory. So after the total
Yeah.
victory, I would say that kind of cleaned the slate. And then, like you
we
said,
got a brand new, yeah.
32, we had someone get past the ultra crazy cliffhanger, and then in this tournament, nobody was able to do that. So that makes sense that this tournament was kind of, it I wouldn't say it backtracked a lot because it was one obstacle less, but that's the power of Sasuke. That's like the beauty of the tournament is that every tournament is a brand new one, and it doesn't mean that someone's gonna do better every single tournament. So, what about you, Puma? What in your mind would qualify this as a great tournament?
You know, every tournament is good in its own right, but what makes a tournament really great is just the way it's presented. That's like the main thing. If there's a predominant, like if everything's balanced, everything's well oiled, edited in terms of the competitors, the way it's structured, and the way the competitors compete and the reactions and everything. Like I love how much heart and soul goes into Sasuke. And with that in it, if I see the heart and soul, even if it's presented not in the greatest way like Sasuke 32, I'll still have an amazing time.
So,
If I
I
how
love
feel
how
much do
you
you
if I
use,
think?
feel like Sasuke
I love how
differs.
you used, I love how you used the word oiled there as a means of getting your point across.
Well, that music by is what obstacles we got? Is the
It's the
fish?
same as
Yeah,
it's the
so we'll
same as
get
last
into, yeah,
tournament, besides
this
the
is,
fishbone and tackle are modified.
yeah, I suppose this is a good way to get specifically into
That
34 in terms of the course. I'm pretty sure
that
most of the
fishbone better be well
courses,
oiled.
yeah.
I
Well,
believe
we had a few rumors that the music box was going to be coming back because
I saw it
Inoue
on
put up
Inui's Twitter.
pictures
Yeah, I
and
saw it
it
on his
turned out to
Twitter.
be a massive troll,
Yeah. So,
which is kind of good. You kind of need something like that, to be honest. You need a
I
little
think
bit
that
of
was really good
entertainment.
because a lot of people were speculating it would be after the fishbone and before the double pendulum, but what we actually got was a fishbone with the steps are modified and the fishbone spins faster and the tackle machine is heavier, but the time limit's the same.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the tackle looked really. I don't want to say light because I mean I'm sure if you're on the course it doesn't feel light, but in comparison to past tournaments,
They
that
did,
was
yeah,
not the
last
same
tournament they
tackle.
made it lighter. Yeah, because
I'm sure
32
people
it was
like. I'm
around a
sure.
People were
thousand
just
pounds and 33 it was around 800, and I think they brought it back up to 1,000.
like
I'll
if
tell you
Rio
what.
got there, man, he would have been like, what?
Rio and Yuji must have been so pissed. Yeah, with the fact it had
Yeah.
been made easier and then they couldn't get to it, and now it's potentially been made harder again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean
I
we'll
don't know
obviously
if
get into our predictions a little bit later, but yeah. So what? Can we just real quick go through every single obstacle on stage one?
Yeah, we could do that.
so. Yeah. So just to obviously it's exactly the same as it was in 33. We've got quad steps or quintuple steps, whichever way you want to call it. Steps into rolling hill, TIE fighter, fishbone, double pendulum, tackle, warped wall, single warped wall, Tarzan swing into lumberjack climb.
And I must say that's a first stage that I really like.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
love that first. It flows really well. Like
it does
the one thing
flow.
I had an issue with in the Shin Sasuke was the jumping spider half pipe attack warp wall because I felt like I was going backwards and it didn't flow right. That was the same problem with the flying shoot. It didn't flow very well in the course, but this is like a straight linear, flows very well.
I mean the obstacles are fun too. Like there's not a single obstacle on stage one that that's always been a thing for me is the obstacles. I like it when they test out your abilities, but they've also got to be fun to watch. And I think like as much as I like the jump henkai, which uh, some video game renditions of that have been, in my opinion, made better than the actual one. As much as I like the
Yes,
obstacle in theory, it, honestly,
it
the
was very
obstacle,
easy.
it was well, number one, it was very easy. Also, I'm sorry, I just I get so bored watching people climb on cargo nets.
Yeah,
Is
that was the
I
shortcut
can't.
with the final climb.
I mean, let's be
Yeah, that's
fair.
why. And the lumberjack climb is great.
Yeah.
If Nagano Sasuke 29 can do the jump Hankai on one leg, pretty much, you know the jump Hankai is not the most difficult trampoline obstacle in the world.
Yeah. There's
I still don't
Yama
understand
Also-
at
how
48 could do it.
Shiratori is just an idiot for stepping
Yeah,
on the
he just
trampoline.
missed the
I like
trampoline.
I like that he missed the trampoline and he still almost made it. That's how.
Yeah, he touched the net still.
Yeah. That
Didn't
obstacle
even need the
needed to go.
trampoline. Also, I didn't know if this is completely confirmed or not. This is probably a rumor. I heard that they were thinking of changing the lumberjack climb, or to be more specific, they were thinking of changing the name to the Kenji Darvish flop.
Dude, that I remember when we watched the stream together and I
Oh my
screamed when
God.
that happened.
That was so funny. I'm sorry.
That was the most
so funny.
unexpected thing of that tournament, and most recent tournaments.
There was somebody put up a YouTube video of the whole tournament, which stayed up for a long, long, long time. As straight after the broadcast had happened, I must have gone back and watched that fail so many times, amongst
I
other
did that.
things.
I did that.
It's just it's got to be the worst stage 1 fail where you think you were going to clear. It's got to be the worst
Yeah.
ever, surely.
And now actually one thing I think we should do also, just to like a quick, not necessarily a recap of last tournament, but what was everyone's favorite part of last tournament?
Ah,
Stage
That's
me
an easy.
first.
That's an easy one for me.
I have an easy one actually, but yeah, go on. Puma. Stage 2, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought stage 2 was perfect. They finally fixed all the issues that were in 32, and the course was really hard, and a lot of the newcomers struggled, and everyone who was expected to clear cleared, but everything seemed to get back on track in the second stage.
I mean, you could
And
even
it was
extend
very
it all the
fun,
way back
entertaining.
to like Sasuke Rising, not just 32. Like Sasuke Rising had a big problem with
No, I loved
whether
how
it was
Rising was, because stage 2, it was very consistent. Besides
Are you talking
29,
about in
29 had the backstream problem, but
which I
besides
was
that-
talking
Time
the
limit
whole
problem.
like 28 to 31 is all I was just like whether it was the time limit being too long, the time limit being too short, the backstream being too difficult, the swap salmon
And
ladder
then,
being controversial.
yeah, but I just love
Swap
the
Similar was horrible.
not only the competitors in the court in 34 or 33 stage 2, but just the results. So many people fell early, which was interesting to see on like the last couple tournaments. And then just the people on it, it was a very fun, entertaining. Like there were a lot of times where I thought like Mori was gonna clear and then he choked it.
Oh,
And
let's
Asa
just.
nearly
There's
failed.
another. I can still remember Smokey's laughter because we knew it was going to happen. The Mori fail. We just couldn't work out who was the person that was going to do it. We
I
couldn't
remember
tell
that.
based on the trailer.
Yeah.
And then it was just so. We were howling. It's so bad, honestly. What you were saying about the salmon ladder, though, I do agree that this felt like the first tournament in quite a while where the salmon ladder was the dominant obstacle in stage 2, and it just took out competitor after competitor.
Yeah.
That was good to see, I think.
Yeah, especially in comparison to the previous tournament, which stage 2 was a nightmare. But at the
Fast
same
forwarded
point,
5 of the runs.
yeah, you gotta wonder like with the group of people you had on stage 2, you kind of expect that. But I mean, the stage 2 lineup in Sasuke 33 was probably not as. I mean, overall, it wasn't as elite because you had so many new people or lesser known competitors. Just more overall.
A lot of people on stage 2 for their first time. Like obviously,
Yeah.
like there were a few people that were making. There was like two or three people that were making their debuts on Sasuke, but then there was others that had been around for a few
I
tournaments.
believe there's only one. I think. What's his name? I gotta go to number 46
Was
real
it-
quick.
Was it the
I believe
Nagano?
Takasu Siki was the only newcomer.
Is that
cleared
the
stage 1 last
Nagano
tournament.
trainee
Yeah, that was
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone else was either in their second or third tournament. Takeda was there. He failed early.
So I don't
Well,
know
Takeda.
if you and
That,
me
by
have
the
the
way, speaking of
same.
Takeda, oh, I
I
would
don't know
I'd
if
be
you and me
surprised
have
if
the
we didn't,
same one,
Hunter.
Smokey. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if.
Go
Well,
on.
I don't know. Mine is definitely when that beautiful man Takeda just ran through stage one like he used to do back in the day.
I would.
So it's
Yeah.
so good to see
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I would just
That
go more specifically for. I mean, I could put the whole run in, but just more specifically from when he got up the warped wall, because then you knew he was going to clear. Just to not just to him clearing the run, but then the whole bit afterwards, everyone just seeing Nagano on the down below whilst he was at the finish line, shouting and cheering for him, and everyone at the that was on the finishing, the little seats, they'd all stood up and were clapping for him. And then, of course, the best bit of all when Nagano and Takeda just fucking jumped. Oh, apologies for the language. Just fucking jumped into each other's arms. It's
that was
just
awesome.
so sweet. Honestly, you will not see. I would be really surprised if you see anything like that again for a while in a
We
Sasuke
should go.
tournament. It's just so nice.
What about this tournament? One of them could clear this tournament.
Well, this tournament. Well, I mean, it'd be interesting if they do it again. But I mean, like something like that. You just don't see that. It's something that we'd gotten used to seeing back in the day with the All Stars. You don't really get that as much with the new stars and like the competitors nowadays. It was just so nice. It's something that I feel like I hadn't seen anything like that for quite a while, and it was just lovely. Honestly, it's probably the thing I went back and watched so the most. Like every time I went and rewatched the tournament again. Um,
That makes sense.
I just loved it.
When
Honestly, it was so nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my for me. That was my
And
favorite moment.
all right, how about some of the most disappointing or heartbreaking moments?
Well, there was a few. There was actually surprisingly there was quite a
a good
few.
amount.
There's a good amount of disappointments. I gotta,
Yuji, his worst ever run.
I wasn't having high hopes for Yuji that tournament, so I'm not gonna say I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't surprised and disappointed
Kano.
with Yuji. Kano, that was dumb. My biggest disappointment was Kawaguchi. I had
I would
such
agree
high
with that.
hopes for Kawaguchi.
I thought if anybody has a chance, I thought out of that group there's probably two people who have the best chance at stage 3. And I would have said the two people who cleared it in Sasuke 30. And I was
Ryo
hoping to get
and Kawaguchi.
I was thinking it was either going to be Kawaguchi or Morimoto. One of those two have the best chance of beating that stage 3 in terms of the Japanese competitors.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, I there's a number of stage 1s that actually stood out for me, but really, actually, I just not that I want to go back to Takeda again, but his stage 2 fail on the salmon ladder when he almost had it was just I probably was more depressed and sad. Maybe not depressed, but I was more sad about that than all of the other stage 1 fails. Maybe to the same degree, but it was just like so close, and it was just so sad to see.
Well, bringing that up, I was in pure shock going back to Darvish when he failed. Like I always
Oh yeah, I suppose
I talk bad
I suppose
about
the
Darvish.
shock
Like, I don't
value
take
was
him as a serious
Darvish.
competitor, but when he was on the Lumberjack climb, I'm like, okay, you know what? Darvish could actually have a solid
I mean, he
tournament.
beasted that whole course
And
though,
then,
didn't he?
Yeah, that was the best run besides Jun Sato, and that was the best run that didn't clear.
I do recall, Smokey, when we were watching it, there was a couple of moments where you were watching a guy doing a certain obstacle, and you were just like, "Oh, look at this guy!" I can still remember when Yamada did the course, and he kind of one-stepped the first 3 steps. He was like, "Oh, look at fucking Yamada!" That was great.
Impressive. I couldn't believe what I saw. But you know what? I would say in the Sasuke Rising era, there's been two new competitors, like two competitors who, funnily enough, with the name Sasuke Rising, they rose up to me anyway. and that would be Kawaguchi and Masashi, both of whom did not do well last tournament. So I was I would say those two runs are probably the most disappointed I was with the tournament.
I've had a mind blank. Sorry, Masashi. Do you mean Hioki?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did a sixth place. He could have got to stage 3, but maybe it was. But I mean, he got back to stage 2 at least.
What? What are you talking about?
You're talking about Hioki. I thought Hioki got
Hioki
to
got to
the
stage 2.
conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about the tournament.
Oh, you're thinking of last.
Oh, you were thinking of when he felt the
You're
double
thinking of the
pendulum.
double pendulum.
You warped 2 tournaments together.
They're the same tournament.
For 2 double
Drew Dressler got first place in
fails.
both of them. I can't pay attention to anything else.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing you could pay attention to with Drew in that tournament.
All right, well
You
then
get
I
to see
can
anything
take that a
else.
step further then and say another Sasuke Rising competitor who I was disappointed with, even though he had, in comparison to most people, he had an amazing run. I would still say I was disappointed with Asa. I'm disappointed with anybody who fails a flying bar.
That flying
Then
bar.
there was plenty of disappointment.
I'll give credit to the flying bar
and-
because it never was a predominant obstacle in Sasuke until 25 and 26 was never attempted. 27, it had the guy who backflipped, and then
Two people failed
Okiyama.
it, but eight people cleared it.
Yeah, so it was only there for one tournament, and then like in America we always expect it's always the last obstacle in American Ninja Warrior, but then in Sasuke it comes back, and really Drew's the only one that practices it probably and has experience with it, so it's a lot harder for the other Japanese competitors.
It's also
to
a
get
lot
used to
harder
it.
for my man Kawaguchi when the rain is just pouring down on it. That is not a good rain obstacle.
Well, that happened to Wreathman too, so.
yeah,
No,
but
we are going to refer to him as Reef Man
Reef
because
Man.
we just
all right.
can't
He's
begin
not
to
gonna
pronounce his name.
Raguvaru, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Antistas Rekivaru.
He's not beating the ultra crazy cliffhanger.
That's true.
But
he
know he's not
also-
doing that. And Kawaguchi has I wouldn't say a very good chance. He's got probably a better chance than most of the other competitors. Him and
I feel
Drew.
like it's had a bit of a bad stick so far in the 2 tournaments it's been in, because like 32 it had 8 people attempt it, 4 people cleared it, so you think okay, it's pretty difficult, but obviously 2 of the 4 that failed it were massively hindered by the rain.
Yeah.
And then 33 they seem to have screwed things up with the support bar on it, which seemed to make it a lot more difficult.
Yeah,
So,
that thing was
I mean,
weird.
It's a difficult obstacle. It's a pretty difficult obstacle. It's just not really been helped by a few somewhat controversial incidents that have happened with it. There's no denying it's a tough
Well,
obstacle.
they added the support bar to the salmon ladder too, so that if you are going with the theory that support bar is harder, that it could also attribute
Didn't
to the
that
salmon
support bar though save someone because they didn't get like one side
Yeah,
of it
that,
hooked on, but they got the support bar hooked on?
Yeah, that was ABCZ, I think.
I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, health and safety. It's just there was no
They
health.
gotta
You
worry
didn't have to
about
worry
that.
about health
They
and
can't
safety.
afford
You didn't have
another
to worry
injury.
about health and safety in 1997. You just ran the course. You broke your leg, then
Until it wasn't
to be
really
you.
predominant until Unbeatable Banzuke had the 2 neck injuries.
sucks. Yeah. So we've kind of already
Wow,
picked up on it with our talks about the course and then competitors, but we should probably make the point. Obviously, people already might be aware that this tournament is missing a few competitors like Asa,
Which makes me
Kano.
very sad. My
Yeah.
favorite competitor right now is not going to be in this tournament, which is sad. But hey, as long as he's on the sideline cheering people on, I'll be happy.
You are referring to Kano, aren't you? Or are you referring to Asa?
Absolutely. No.
Yeah,
Kano all the way.
There's a video out there that you're not going to see unless you've been linked to it on Smokey's channel. There's a video out there of Smokey's reaction to when Kano clears the crazy cliffhanger in Sasuke 31. Oh my god, it's
That
pure
was
gold. It's one of the
great-
best
it was-
things. One of the best things of
amazing.
reaction videos I've ever watched in my life.
You'll have to message me on Xbox Live for a link to that one. I think it's still up on my YouTube channel as a
Smokey, you
unlisted
should
video.
just
But
upload it
It's a
publicly.
private video.
Hilarious.
I literally can't. It'll get taken down immediately.
Ah.
As much as I'd love
So that's
to.
the genius.
Because
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot CBS is on their crusade to wipe out all Sasuke.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm surprised that this Sasuke 33 video of the whole tournament stayed up for so long. It stayed up for like months and months before
Yeah.
TBS finally took it down.
Kunishi 10, I could watch that right now. It's still on YouTube.
Yeah, but Kano, I think we already knew because he picked up that horrible injury off of his fail. Asa,
Yeah.
I think, injured himself at some international Ninja Warrior event within the last couple of months. And Shinya's probably just hiding out of sheer disgrace
Is
after
it okay
his
to
most recent
kinda write
attempt.
off Shinya? Like he
I
had that
don't-
one
He's
had one
tournament,
good-
and we could write
we
him off.
talk-
Shinya had one good
every
tournament.
time he's brought up in this conversation of great competitors like Asa, Kano, all these people, Kawaguchi, and then you throw in Shinya, I'm like, okay, this conversation is losing credibility. He's not. He's a good dude.
He's a strong.
good guy,
he's
but-
a
He's
very
a strong,
strong
guy and a
competitor.
good competitor, but he's only beaten stage 1 once.
Albeit
But out
that
of
led
done
to a
7
very,
attempts?
very good tournament.
Yeah, he got to the second to last obstacle of stage 3, but he's failed the first obstacle twice. He's failed
Twice.
Within
The
the first
waterfall
3
twice?
obstacles 4 times.
Yeah. He just seems. I think he's one of those guys that can put all the practice in, like in the whole world, but when it comes to the big day, he just if his mindset isn't right, he'll make a silly mistake, which is I think exactly what happened in 33.
Yeah.
He just thought he was gonna. He thought he was gonna pull a Yamada and just one step through all of them, and he just flopped so bad.
Well, speaking of all these competitors, some competitors are missing, but there's still I would say an excellent lineup for this tournament.
It's an interesting lineup.
I think we should take a look at these predictions.
Yeah.
All right,
if
should
you wanna
we,
get on it. I have my list up.
Should we say our
I'm gonna have a quick glance through to work out how many clears I'm gonna go for, and then try and give you some individuals.
Are we gonna say?
Yeah,
are we gonna start from like the bottom of the important people, or are we just gonna say our?
We
our
can only
individual
name
lists?
key competitors. Like I'm sure Sasimoto Takahiro is gonna be great, but I have no idea what he's gonna do. So
Although,
Hey, I'm looking forward to
although he's not an
Katsuhide Torisawa doing
important
well.
competitor, we do have to mention Kawatani Sasuke because I think he's the first Sasuke competing ever.
Yeah,
he's number 85. So we got to do him
Fucking
for the
pro
prediction.
server.
Oh, he-
This
he-
guy
he
pro.
must've-
Yeah.
obviously he just showed up with the name. They're like, all right, we'll give you a high number.
Yeah.
I think he's
It's like
the
free
second
advertising
highest.
with his name.
Yeah, he's the
Based on
second
everyone that-
highest newcomer. He's 85.
Followed by this Japanese football player
Yeah.
or soccer player.
Well, I mean, technically Jesse Graff is a newcomer.
Oh, I suppose yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
I was
true.
gonna say second highest out of everyone that hasn't got a link on Sasukepedia.
Fair enough. that is a
Yeah,
good way to measure these things.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Quick, I'd lost count of how many I was gonna.
I would like to
I'll
say
be honest.
I have prepared for these well, I almost said something bad there.
If you
I've
want, Hunter, I
prepared-
have the entire list in front of me, so I could start. I could
No,
start
sorry, I
us
have
off.
the list. No, sorry, I have the list here.
Okay.
I have done zero preparation for this prediction, but I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna go with my
Alright.
gut instinct, which will probably fail me. By the way,
All right.
who we want
I'll
to
tell
start
you
with?
what, one thing that is annoying is the fact that some of the people that cleared in the last tournament still haven't got a link.
I
To, like,
think
their
that's
own
only
page.
Takasu Siki. That's the only one who doesn't have a link. Is there anyone else?
I feel like there's more, but
Just a good reference for Takasu is he's right after Hiyoki. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, there's those three of them in a row. You've got Hioki, then Nagano version 2, and then Sega Man.
All right. Are we gonna start with Hyoki? I don't think there's anyone else really important besides before 45.
And you got Torisawa, but let's forget that. Let's go to Hyoki.
Okay,
you wanna start?
yes.
All right, I'll give the first prediction for all these people. Hyoki, so one of my favorites. I really like him. He seems like a nice guy. He's got a nice family. Nice competitor too. He's done pretty well.
He seems like a really nice guy. Yeah.
Apparently, Sasuke 33. He had a good tournament that I forgot about. I'm gonna say. Are we just doing stage 1 right now?
Yeah, we'll just go stage 1 for now.
He clears.
Okay, he clears. I'm also saying he clears.
I'm not as optimistic as you guys. I think Hyoki will fail the double pendulum again.
Oh, okay.
Has the double pendulum? Has it been modified at all?
No, it has not been modified.
All right,
As far as we know.
I'm gonna hope that he's learned from his past mistakes.
Or
right,
doesn't pick up
moving on.
old mistakes.
Moving on down the list, Nagano's little dude.
You know what? I'm going to say he clears again. Personally, I'm going to go and say he clears again.
How did he?
He
how much
failed
time did he have left on stage 1?
He had about 14 seconds, I believe. He had a little over 10 seconds.
But
But
Hunter's got him clearing. What do you got?
I have Takasu Siki also failing the double pendulum.
You know what? I'm looking for the upset. I'm gonna say the fishbone claims someone here. I'm gonna put him out of the fishbone.
All right.
All right, right below
ironic.
him,
It's taken out by
Yamamoto.
some fish.
Hiroshige.
Yep, Sega Man. Sega Man, I think, will beat the fishbone that he failed last tournament, but I still think he fails stage 1 at the warp wall.
That's
Oh,
exactly
see,
what I was gonna say.
I'm a bit stuck because I felt like being really positive, but now I'm not so sure. I'm gonna say he's gonna fail the fishbone again.
You know, actually, all right, you got fishbone warped wall. I'm gonna say he gets up the warped wall, but he does it with too little time left, and he times out at the lumberjack climb.
Okay. And then
Moving on
so
down.
the next one, I think actually this is actually probably one of the biggest like surprise competitors that we're going to get back for this anniversary tournament is Shinsuke Nagasaki's little brother, Takamasa, who hasn't competed since Sasuke 20, is number 55.
Salmon ladder, flying shoe, Tarzan rope. You know what? I think I just feel like with a lot of these people, when they are gone for a while, they come back and they always put something on. So I'm gonna say he clears.
You guys are so optimistic. It's making me look like Mr. Pessimistic. I think he fails the warp wall.
I think he is also going to fail the warped wall. I
right,
just
don't
honestly
worry.
can't see him clearing.
Don't worry, Takamasa, I'm rooting for you.
All right. And then there isn't another person, I don't think, till another 20 numbers for number 75.
Okay,
is,
now, all right. I just
yeah,
want
we'll
to
let
get this
Hunter
out
take the
here.
show.
I just want to throw this out here for there's no chance he's going to watch this video. Even if I link it onto the UK Facebook page, there's still probably no chance he's going to watch this.
Yeah, now how far
Dion's-
are we into this now?
75. Oh yeah,
No,
sorry.
I'm talking
Fucking
how many
34 minutes in.
Okay,
34 minutes
good
in.
luck.
Dion, for me, Dion is going to be, for me personally, and probably for all the other people that are watching in the UK, is going to be one of the most anticipated runs we've ever had in Sasuke history, because this is going to be the first UK competitor, the first British competitor competing. And Dion absolutely loves Sasuke. He is obsessed with it. It's his whole life. He's known about it since it started. I'm just so desperate for him to do well, because he absolutely deserves to do well. And I'm going to say he clears.
I'm going to agree with Hunter and say Dion Drake is our first clear of the tournament.
Oh God! All right.
That would be really bad. That'd be really bad
say-
if he's the first.
You know, I think just like backtracking a little bit. I think somewhere in that mix of random people, there's probably going to be an extra clear in there. I'm gonna say we've already had 3 clears, and then Dion goes up. Sorry, Dion, I don't know you. I've never seen the only UK Ninja Warrior I've seen is some guy in a onesie. So I'm gonna. How tall is he? This is an important question.
He's taller than me. He must be over 6
Taller
foot.
than you. Over 6 foot. All right, he's not gonna start with the warp wall probably.
Wait, that's height doesn't matter at the warp wall. That's a very
it
big
can make a difference.
misconception.
He's got the muscle. He's absolutely
Perry
got the muscle, by the
Oosterly,
way.
who's my height, I talk to Perry Oosterly all the time, and he's the one who taught me the best warp wall technique. And if you know the technique,
Keep
you'll clear
running.
it no matter your height. Height doesn't really help that much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you got that arm span, I don't care what anyone says. If you can reach higher than other people, then you're probably gonna have a better chance. You watch tall Americans on that warped wall make it look like it's nothing, like they're just hopping up over a fence. I mean,
Paul Anthony Terek, ladies and gentlemen.
So I think height will make a big
man
difference.
giant.
Although, all right, Dion, I apologize. I'm sure you're a great dude. I'm gonna say that fishbone is gonna catch you off guard.
Ooh.
Damn. Damn.
By the way,
Because I couldn't see him
TBS,
struggling on any other
better
obstacle.
not.
I'd say it's either fishbone or clear, but I'm going fishbone.
Okay.
if I was being really pessimistic, I was actually going to say the one obstacle you could struggle with is the double pendulum. But that's just me being really pessimistic. But TBS better fucking show his run. I don't want it in the Navi. I don't want it in the Navi.
If my predictions go
It sounds so
correctly
dirty when you
and
say
he's
that.
the first clear, I don't think he'll be fast forwarded or cut.
There's no way he's gonna be the first clear. There's no way
I'm
nobody
really
else.
bad.
I think
No
it's
way
possible. I think this is going to be bordering Sasuke 6's number 83 clear. I think this will be the second longest we've ever had until first clear. I just don't
feel
see
like me and
anybody else.
Smokey are being like really positive, and you're just being extremely negative with how you think this is gonna go.
I still have 11 clears. There's 11 clears this
I don't even
tournament.
know
This
how
is just
many.
the first one.
How many am I on it right now? I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, Smokey. I could see a random clearing, but because
All right,
it could be anyone.
I'm on 3 right now. I got
I'm on
Nagasaki's
3.
brother. I got Masashi, and I got some random dude that we didn't talk about.
I've got
I don't know which one,
Hiyaki. I've got Hiyaki, Nagano Jr., and Dion, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
So moving on down the list. I'd say the next big
We're
one.
up to the 80s now.
It's Takeru.
No,
Yeah, he's clearing.
I'm not.
I have
I don't.
Takeru clearing.
Oh, actually, no. Wait, yeah, that's a good point. Takeru is the one who failed the Tarzan slide, the rope, isn't he? That one time.
Yeah, he failed the
Yeah,
Tarzan
that-
rope in 32 and in 33.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I've changed my mind. Actually, yeah, I've changed my mind. Actually, I'm
He's
gonna say
clear.
I was gonna say he was gonna fail, but actually no, I've changed
He's a
my mind.
little
He's gonna
beast.
clear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
he's
monster.
actually. Apart from Salmon Ladders.
I love Takeru.
Um,
He's gonna be
okay.
my new favorite.
Now this is apart from Hiyaki, this is where we really get into the veterans.
Oh boy.
Kenji Takashi.
Oh,
I love
no.
Kenji.
I'll give Kenji this. He'll beat the TIE Fighter. but
He'll
he's
beat the
failing
TIE
fishbone.
Fighter. He's
Get him out on the fishbone.
He beats one obstacle. You know what? I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna say Kenji gets some revenge, and he's gonna clear. I could absolutely see it
Kenji-
not happening because he's never attempted the fishbone or the double pendulum. But I'm just gonna
That's
go
exactly
with it. I'm
why
gonna say he clears.
I don't have him clearing.
I'm putting him on the double pendulum.
All right. Then
Okay, Yusuke Suzuki.
I have him getting farther than last tournament, which he failed the double pendulum last tournament, but I think he fails the warp wall. Like Sasuke 30, I believe he failed. Sasuke 30, I believe he failed the warp wall.
Yeah.
Yusuke Suzuki. He was another one of those flying bar victims, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Where do you have him failing?
The warp wall.
Warped wall. Yusuke Suzuki. I'm gonna agree with that one.
I'm gonna say he
wall.
fails the double pendulum.
Okay.
2 in a row.
All
I'm
right,
gonna say
we
that
gotta
tackle
do
He
Kawatani
to me
Sasuke now.
personally to me. Okay, sorry,
Alright.
I was gonna. I was.
No, he's a pro. All right, here's what I'm
He's
giving
a
him.
pro
He's a pro
surfer.
surfer, dude. Dude's got to be good with his feet. So I'm putting him on the double pendulum.
I will put him on the double pendulum as well.
I'm gonna throw some massive irony into it and say he fails the fishbone.
I think if he has one obstacle that he should like rock better than any other obstacle, it would be the fishbone.
Yeah.
Okay, I assume we're gonna skip the footballer,
Yes, we're gonna skip that.
and we're gonna move on
he's
to.
he's a former. All right. You know what? Okay. Jesse Graff.
We could go on a
me
massive
guess.
conversation about Jessie, but
She's clearing.
Jesse's clearing.
you
I
think
agree. 100%
she
Jesse's
will
clearing.
be the first woman in 19 years to
Yes.
clear Stage 1 in Sasuke.
If Sasuke really thinks that if you're a woman you have to run a different course, yeah, she's clearing. Because
only
the fact
obstacle,
that the fact that Casey Cat and Zara almost cleared, dude, Jesse's
Yeah.
way better than her. Sorry, Casey.
yeah, the only obstacle I
Good
could see her
luck in WWE,
conceivably
Casey.
having trouble with is the fishbone. That is the only obstacle I could see her having trouble with.
I honestly, I could see her screw up any number of obstacles. I personally really hope she's going to clear. So, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm very reluctantly going to say yes. I really wanted to clear, but I could absolutely see her failing somewhere.
Jessie has proved, I think, that she's by far the best woman in the world in Sasuke, or in any course.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty accurate
Wait, Hunter, where do you have her
suggestion.
going? Do you have her clearing?
Yeah, I'm
You're
going to say reluctantly clear. I want her to clear. I
Okay.
could see her failing, but
All right.
Alright.
okay. ABCZ.
ABCZ. I like this guy. He's a little fella, so I think if they bump the tackle back up again, I'm gonna put him out on the warped wall.
In Sasuke
I'm also gonna say
32
warped wall.
and 33, I picked him to clear, and I'm gonna pick him to clear again. I have ABCZ clearing.
I'm saying warped wall.
All right.
Okay, Kenji Darvish. His record, his
let's
record
get
at the
another,
minute is actually, his record at the minute actually is very interesting. This will be his 6th appearance. Currently, his record is early fail, last obstacle, stage 1 clear. Early fail, last obstacle. So I'm going to say he clears stage 1.
Oh, you got a pattern going. Okay. Kenji Darvish. You know, I think this dude's good. I think he's a really good competitor, and I do feel like he's the type of guy that when he makes a mistake, it seems like he's gonna focus on that mistake and be able to overcome it.
Once he's finished slapping himself across the face, he'll learn how to.
I would
do the
say
obstacle.
I don't see him making the same mistake twice because technically in Sasuke was it 29 that he or was it 30? Which one was it
30
that he
when he
failed
fell
at?
off the lumberjack climb.
At the
30's
bottom?
when he fell off it.
Yeah, he fell off at the
Okay,
bottom.
he fell off it, but also, like, look at that clock. I mean, he might have been able to make it,
Yeah.
but it was gonna be he would have had
It
to
would've been
fly up that
close.
thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put that last failure against him in terms of failing an obstacle the same way he failed it before. I'd say he was just a little. I mean, hand-eye coordination was lost at the top. I'm gonna say he learns from that, and nothing else is gonna trip him up. I got him clearing too.
Kenji Darvish, all his fails have been the exact same problem, is that he's not thinking properly. Like getting off
That
the
is
TIE
true.
fighter, jumping too early off the rolling escargot, letting go on the cross sliders. So I think he's gonna make another stupid mistake, and it's gonna be trying to he's gonna jump on the double pendulum, and he's gonna jump on the first swing, and it's gonna screw him up, and he's gonna fail. He's gonna undershoot it severely, and he's gonna fail on the double pendulum.
Is that what Kawaguchi did?
Yeah, that's what Kawaguchi
Yeah.
did.
That's what Kawaguchi did.
I can see that.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I think I got confidence, my man.
I'll
Who
be
is
honest.
this?
I'm only going off it based
Mori
off the
Wataru.
pattern. This is. Do you not remember this guy?
He's the guy who kept falling around with the
yeah.
conveyor belt.
He's Mr. Slip. All right.
He's
Um,
Mr. He's. I was actually going to describe him in a different way. I'm thinking woman,
His girlfriend.
big
That's-
woman, screaming
She's not big.
woman.
She was
She's
just
pregnant.
She was pregnant. That doesn't make her big
Wow.
though.
She's a little Little
She's
monster.
like 4'3".
Right, I'm gonna say
Warped
he
wall.
fails the double pendulum because he gets distracted by his screaming wife. So,
I think it's related to the work ball, but I think he takes too many attempts but runs out of time on the lumberjack climb and times out just like 32.
That's fair.
okay, now this is where it gets very interesting from
Heyo.
here on out.
Oh no, this
Takeda.
is sad.
All right, now as we saw last time he cleared stage 1, it went horribly wrong in the tournament after. What do we think Takeda is going to do this time round?
Well, it's not the rolling hill. I'll give him that. I think it's going to be very similar to Mori, where he's going to have a good pace, but the warp wall is going to kill him, and then he'll run out of time just at the end. He'll time out.
I think the time limit is the same as it was in the previous tournament as well.
Yeah. And that was a
I'd
strict
love
time
to
limit.
see him clear. I'd love to see him clear, but I do think if the tackle's harder, he's going to struggle. So I'm going to say warped wall.
I've got so many different directions I could go with Takeda. But I think
I could absolutely see him clearing.
He's just
but-
had a really good tournament. I think he's at that point now where he just wants to have a laugh on the course and he's just doing it for the good times and he doesn't. I don't think he's gonna he would never. I don't want to say force himself to clear if he couldn't. I don't know if that makes sense, but it doesn't. Anyway, I'm gonna go with he didn't fail the double pendulum in 30.
No, he's
No, he's
31
never
at
failed the
32.
double pendulum.
he's
No, he failed the
only
warp
attempted
wall
it
at
once.
32.
Yeah, he's cleared it
Okay.
both times.
All right. Yep, he's feeling it.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Shingo. Training
Fishbone.
gym owner. Number 2. Yep, Fishbone.
We all said Fishbone last tournament, and look what happened. And you know what? He's failed the double pendulum the last 2 tournaments. And I think if he beats that,
Fishbone.
he beats the stage.
Oh
So,
yeah, if
you
he
know,
beats, yeah,
I love
yeah. If he
Shingo.
beats the
I'm
double
picking
pendulum,
Shingo to
he could
beat
clear
stage
stage
one.
1. No, I want
I'm picking
to,
Shingo.
but I have to go. I want to, but I have to go with my head. It has to be Fishbone.
Remember when we all freaked out when he beat the Fishbone because we thought he'd
Oh
just
my
be an
god,
idiot?
yeah.
Well, he's beaten it
And then
once now,
fucking-
so he's used up his juice on that one. He's failing it.
Yeah, look what. Also, you say he cleared it. Look what happened 10 seconds later. He flopped so hard off the trampoline.
That was a great fail, but I think
Okay,
he clears this time.
Reefman, Ragivaru, Anastasi.
Now, going back to Shingo saying he'd failed the Fishbone, I think Reefman is going to fail the Fishbone because he's going to go too fast, and that because he loves going fast and he makes mistakes. That's what happened last tournament. I think he fails the Fishbone that way.
I don't know if I'm pretty sure this has already been mentioned, but probably part of the reason why Reefman failed so early last time is because he'd only just flown in to the country, so he had some Levi jet lag. Wasn't really prepared. Because he's had the preparation this time, I'm gonna say he clears.
I don't. He's the type of guy. He's not. He's fast, and he's not gonna. I think he's got the muscle mass to dominate something like a tackle warped wall combination. So there's no way he's timing
Already
out
has.
in my mind. I don't see how he could possibly ever time out. And if he doesn't make a mistake on the Fishbone or the double pendulum, he's clearing. So I'm gonna say he overcomes those intense obstacles, and I'm gonna agree with the stage 1 clear.
Okay, Rio Matachi. This is a
scary
very
one.
tricky one, actually. This is a very tricky one.
Rio
Because-
is interesting.
This is the saddest one for me because I really love Rio. He's easily one of my favorites. He couldn't get past the warped wall a couple times, and then he couldn't even get to it last tournament. If he gets to stage 3, the dude's gonna freaking crush it. I just don't think he can get to stage 3. I'm gonna put him back where he had a very long streak where all of his failures were by timing out, and I think he falls back into this tournament on the warped wall. I think that tackle is going to throw him off again, especially with such a small guy like him. I don't think he can. I don't think he's getting up the warped wall.
When Rio in 33, he had such a great technique on the tackle machine, and if he just would have ran, he saved all his energy to run up, and then he just stopped and did that walk thing. And I think if he doesn't do that stupid walk thing, then he's going to clear the stage.
32.
Yeah, 32. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So I think Rio gets back to stage 2 this tournament.
I am going to say Rio. I'm going to say Rio gets past the warped wall, but he's going to pull a 32 and time out somewhere between the warped wall and the finish line.
All right.
Okay.
All
Shunsuke, Nagasaki, Sasuke.
Clear.
So what are we still in? Are we still in Sasuke Rising, or is it just like Sasuke now?
I think it's just Sasuke.
What's this era? What's this era called? Because this era should be called the era of old competitors coming back that do well.
Resurgence.
You got Drew, you got Shunsuke, you've got Jun Sato,
Kawaguchi. Kawaguchi was
You got
awful for a
Kawaguchi.
while. Morimoto was
I
awful
mean, you
for
could
a
also
while.
you could also.
Well, he was great in
technically-
Rising.
Well, Kawaguchi wasn't relevant.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose
Well,
you.
Yeah, I guess.
There's some that kind of that mix between Sasuke Rising and like this current era. I feel like Shunsuke probably falls into both. I'm gonna say Shunsuke clears as well. By the way,
I say Shinsuke clears.
what
he's
am I on
he's a
now? I think
monster.
I'm on 9 at the minute.
Oh, I've lost complete track of. I'd have to look through. So I had wait. I had
I have
3
eight-
going up
I have
until
7 clears right
Dion.
now.
I got Takeru clearing. That's 4. I have
Jesse Graff, that's
Jesse
5.
Graff. That's 5. I have Darvish. That's 6.
And
I got
Reef Man?
Reefman. I say he's clearing, right? Yeah. I got him.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Nagasaki. So that
And
I'm
then
at
Shinsuke.
8 right now.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
at
at
8.
7.
I'm about to be at 9 because I got Jun Sato clearing too.
I am going to pull a shocker on you here, and I am going to say Jun Sato fails stage 1.
I cannot disagree more.
And because I can't decide where he's going to fail, I'm going to just go random and say Fishbone. I'm simply going for
Sato-
it based on I'm going to say there's a shock.
Jun Sato to me is one of the 5 elite competitors right now. There's only 5 elite people that I could say, if you told me to pick one of them, gun to my head, I'd die if they didn't get to stage 3. I think Jun Sato is one of those 5 I'd pick. And I think Jun Sato is going to beat stage 1.
Okay. All right. Now, another massive
that was
big
harsh,
one.
brother. Drew's clearing. Easy.
Drew is definitely clearing.
Drew's clearing. There's no doubt.
Right, well, that was short and sweet. Kawaguchi.
Kawaguchi's clearing.
Clearing. Kawaguchi's going to rebound. No, he's going to have a nice revenge tour.
Freaking love Kawaguchi.
I love him
I
too.
don't.
He's
I've made it
He's,
pretty clear, I think, in the past that there's something about him I just don't like about
Oh yeah,
Kawaguchi.
let's let the viewers know that Hunter's Kawaguchi disdain is like my Bunpei Shiratori disdain. I cannot stand Bunpei.
Oh my
Reasons
God.
are-
We're gonna
All-Star?
end. I don't think we're gonna end up talking about the All Stars later on, but yeah. So Puma's got to get his Bunpei dislike.
I got Kawaguchi
there.
all day.
Yep.
Actually,
He's another 5 of my elite.
I guess rather than going with my not hatred, but if I go with my head, I guess he would clear. So I will say he clears.
Alright, this one should be interesting. Yuji
Now
Yuji
this could
Hara.
be the
he's-
most interesting one. Yuji has made it very
I got
clear
it.
that he has put the practice in for this tournament. After what happened last time, he has put the practice in hard to do well this time round.
That's gonna be a shame when it all unfolds with the fishbone.
Damn. Wow.
I'm going to
You
say
know-
Yuji. Again, this time I'm going to go... I went with my head with Rio. This time I'm going to go with my heart. And I'm going to say Yuji clears.
Yuji is he's past his prime. I think we could all agree he's past his prime.
He's definitely
But-
past his prime. He's going to be 39 in this tournament.
Yeah. However, I still think Yuji still has a lot of skill. And if he gets out of his own head, which has been his biggest problem since forever, he will clear, and I believe he clears this time.
All right, last but not least, Morimoto.
Clear.
Morimoto clears.
Clear.
He's gonna go nice and smooth like last time.
And not
So
almost give us a heart attack on the fishbone.
Yeah.
I got 12
I have
clears.
13. I have 13
12.
clears.
I have 12.
Wow, look at us.
Oh, so
Look at
actually, it's
us.
not so. So Puma, you reckon nobody out of the first 74 is going to clear?
Nope.
And then 13 of the last, the 12 of the last 26
Yes.
clear.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
no way the first 75% of the tournament is that bad.
I believe it is. The field looks
I mean,
very
don't
bad.
get me
There's only
wrong,
3
if
people that
Dion-
could clear out of the first 74.
If Dion, don't get me wrong,
You
if
say
Dion was
that.
the first person, if Dion was the first person to clear, then that means he's in the broadcast, and I'd be fine
Yeah.
with that. But I just don't think that's going to happen.
Oh well. Let's go to stage 2.
All right, stage 2 looks exactly the same, right?
Yep, exactly the
I
same
believe
time
so.
limit.
Yeah. Now we have to try and remember all the people that we picked
Oh,
and which
great.
ones we didn't pick.
All right, so let's just start with all our first ones. So my first one
All right,
is Dion
Hioki.
Trig.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna. You know what? Well, Puma, while you talk real quick, I'm gonna go write down all my guys.
All right,
Why don't we
so
actually just go through our list? Why don't we just go through?
Okay, yeah, we
you
can-
go
we
through
can
all
go through
your
the
list, Puma. You go
Okay,
through
yeah,
your
I'll go
full
through all
list,
mine.
and I'll go through mine, and while Smokey catches up.
all right, so Dion Trig is my first competitor to beat Stage 1, and I believe on Stage 2, I think he'll beat the salmon ladder. I think he'll struggle a bit on the backstream, and that's going to kill his time, and he'll end up timing out on the wall lift at the second wall. And then Takeru, I believe Takeru will beat the salmon ladder on like last time, but will struggle in the backstream and time out on the conveyor belt. Jessie Graff, I also believe the exact same thing, except she pulls a Dion Trig and times out on the wall lift. Then ABCZ, I don't have faith in him on the salmon ladder. I think he fails the salmon ladder. Shingo, as much as one day Shingo will get back to stage 3, but it's not today. He'll time out on the conveyor belt. Same, and I believe Rio will also back-to-back conveyor belt timeouts. And then we will have 4 straight clears of Shunsuke, Jun Sato, Drew, and Kawaguchi. Then Yuji over here, he's gonna struggle in the backstream and end up drowning there. So Yuji will time out in the backstream. And then Morimoto will clear, leaving us with 5 clears of Shunsuke Nagasaki, Jun Sato, Drew Jeschel, Tomohiro Kawaguchi, and Yusuke Morimoto.
Okay.
All right, luckily
I
I was
am
so
gonna
focused
say-
on writing down my entire list, I heard none of that.
He's going 5. He's going 5 out of 12.
5 out of 12? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
heard 4 of them were in a
Hioki.
row.
Yeah.
Hioki failed the conveyor belt last time.
Yes.
I'm going to say he clears this time. Nagano's apprentice, I'm going to say ironically, fails the backstream. Maybe, I'm going to say he fails getting out of it, as he's getting out of it. I think my next person's Dion. Dion, again, I'm going with my heart here. Dion is going to clear stage 2. I could see the one problem I would say with Dion is sometimes when he comes to an obstacle that he's not too sure about, he becomes very, very cautious, and I could see that happening on stage 2. But I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna say Dion makes it to stage 3. Then we've got Takeru. He's failing the salmon ladder again. Who's next? Who's next on my list? Kenji Takashi. This is a tough one actually. Kenji. I can't see him failing the
He's
salmon
only
ladder.
failed stage 2 once.
That's the thing, you see. I'm going to say he clears. Jessie Graff. She's great. I'm going to say she fails the salmon ladder. Kenji Darvish. I'm going to say he also has a personal best. failing the first rung of the salmon ladder.
Oh god.
Reefman clears. Shunsuke Nagasaki clears. Drew Dreshel clears. Kawaguchi times out on the conveyor belt. Yuji drowns in the backstream, and
Again.
Morimoto clears. So I believe that gives me 7. I want to say.
Hold on, 1, 2, 3,
Hioki,
4, 5, 6,
Dion.
7. You have 8. Oh wait, no, never
Hioki,
mind.
Dion,
You have 7.
Kenji. Hioki, Dion, Kenji, Reefman, Shunsuke, Drew, and Yusuke. Yeah, 7.
Yeah. I miscounted.
So
Alright.
7 out of 13.
All right. I you know what? I'm excited about this one. Hioki is unfortunately timing out at the wall lift. Sad as it might be. Lil Nagasaki, he's gonna clear.
What?
He's getting to
Damn.
stage 3.
What?
I
Faith.
believe in this little dude. He's gonna have a great show up. My rando, who I don't know yet. He might be anyone. He's on the same ladder.
Yep.
Takeru, as much as I love him, also feeling the same ladder. Jessie Graff, I don't think she's gonna fail the salmon ladder. And then I guess after the salmon ladder, there's really not much to fail. I don't see anyone failing the spider walk. I don't think she's gonna clear stage 2 though. I've got her timing out in the conveyor belt. Darvish, salmon ladder. Wreathman is clearing. Big Nagasaki is clearing. Jun Sato. Oh, what do I do with this one? You know what? Sato, he's not failing. He's clearing. Drew's obviously clearing. Kawaguchi's obviously clearing. He's my man. Morimoto, he's gonna time out the wall lift. I got 6 out of my 12.
All right.
Okay. So
Hunter should start.
Puma's
'cause you
on
have the most
Puma's on
people.
5, Smokey's on 6, I'm on 7. Okay, I'm gonna start off with a very depressing 4 straight flying bar fails in Hioki, Dion, Reefman, and oh wait, no, sorry, I've missed someone there.
Miss
Hioki,
Takahashi.
Dion, Hioki, Dion, Kenji Takahashi, and Reefman, all failing the flying bar. I'm going to say Shunsuke gets his revenge at last on the flying bar and fails the first jump of the cliffhanger. And then Drew and Morimoto are both failing the vertical limit. And I'm going to say that first place is Yusuke.
All right, Smokey.
All right, real quick. I'm starting off with Lil Nagasaki, who is obviously gonna
You
fail
love
the
it the
flying
minute.
bar. Flying bar. Who else we got? We got my dude Wreathman. I think you know what I think Wreathman's gonna do. I think he's gonna suck it on the Sidewinder.
Okay.
I want
That's
to
an
mix this up a
interesting
little bit.
Sidewinder. Player.
Big Nagasaki is failing the ultra crazy cliffhanger.
One thing I would say actually about both of Nagasaki's flying bar fails is neither of them have been controversial. He's just failed the second jump both times, got the bar on it, and just lost his grip. So I that's the reason why I think he'll get it this time. I think his grip this time will hold out.
Jun Sato's failing the flying bar. Drew Dreshel.
Or Drew, sorry.
Drew is going the vertical limit. All right, this is where it gets fun, guys. I got 2 dudes on the final stage, Kawaguchi and Morimoto.
You said Morimoto failing the wall
I thought you
lift.
said Morimoto
Oh,
timed out.
damn it. I
Yeah.
thought I had him cleared. Never mind. I can't read my own handwriting. Well, here, how about this? If Morimoto does clear stage 2 and he proves me wrong, then he's getting to the final stage. Other than that, Kawaguchi's on the
You
final
reckon
stage.
Kawaguchi's on the final stage?
I got Kawaguchi on the
Alright.
final stage. Morimoto, if he beats stage 2, is getting to the final stage as well. But I don't have him predicted to do that. So,
How does
Puma?
he do? Wait, let's just hear how he does on the final stage.
on the final stage, he's time's out.
Times out.
Where,
though?
though?
The spider
on the
walk,
rope.
the salmon ladder, or the rope? Okay.
Oh, there's a salmon ladder in there now. He gets past the salmon ladder and time's out on the rope.
Okay.
If there's a rope, he's timing out on it.
Shoot. Okay, so stage 3, we got Shinsuke Nagasaki. I believe he fails the flying bar again. Then we got Jun Sato. I believe he's going to fail the first transition of the Ultra Crazy Cliffhanger. Then I got Drew
Again.
Dreshel. Drew Dreshel here. I've seen him go 41 straight ledges on a cliffhanger,
Oh God.
doing
Oh,
ultra
God.
crazy transitions. And I've seen him do vertical limits. He's a fucking monster. I think he beats
Is this
stage
the
3
tournament?
time. This is the tournament. Drew beats stage 3. Tomohiro
Alright.
Kawaguchi, as much as I want him on the final stage, I think he fails the vertical limit at the very end. And then Morimoto, I believe, fails the flying bar.
Ouch. Okay. And how is Drew doing on the final stage?
Drew will time out on the rope, but it'll be very close.
Okay. So no total victories from anyone,
No.
Not at all.
but oh wait, no, that's a complete lie. I was about to say me and you both think Drew, but I don't because I think Yusuke will finish first. I think if Drew does finish first, I think he'll become only the second person ever to finish first place 3 tournaments in a row.
Yeah, Nagano's the only one who's done that. Oh, no, Nagano and Amori. No, wait, no, never mind. Mori only made it
No,
3 times
Amori's
to the final
been
stage.
to
Yeah,
the
I
final
forgot.
stage, but
Yeah.
he's only been first place.
Yeah,
once.
I zoned out hard on that. Nagano's the only one who's gotten 3 straight third stage.
Well, there we have it. Solid predictions right there.
Or first place.
And
Yeah.
in a week from the recording of this, we will see how that all unfolds. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Okay,
this will
so
be very
we
fun.
are about an hour and 8 minutes into this, so I want to quickly just fire some other points at you because this isn't supposed to just be a Sasuke 34 podcast. This is supposed to be a Sasuke in general, but because of how long this has been going on, I guess we'll just try and go through this as quickly as we can. 20 years of Sasuke. Smokey, how old were you 20 years ago?
1. Or I was turning 1.
You were 1.
I was
Jesus
about
Christ.
to turn 1.
I just had turned 3.
I was still a year out from being born, so I was 0.
-1 for Puma.
Yeah, I was a -1.
God, it just feels so. I don't know. I don't know if it feels odd or not. 20 years of Sasuke.
It's just weird seeing like the evolution. Like, there's only one person left from Sasuke 1 still competing, and he was
which is, I mean,
a gas jockey at 24 years old. And like you see his whole progression as like he rises up through the gas station career, and then he becomes a mechanic, and then he becomes a gym owner.
gym owner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's.
I mean, to be honest,
it's just
to
crazy.
say there's only one person, I'd say it's still a little bit lucky that we still have one person, because to have that kind of longevity,
Yeah.
you don't get that on any kind of TV program that can last this long.
Exactly.
Got Jeff Probst.
So,
Yeah, Jeff Probst.
you might struggle to answer this question, but I'm going to fire it at you guys anyway. If you can remember it, what was the first Sasuke related thing that you remember seeing? The first time you ever saw
I
anything
remember.
Sasuke related?
I know exactly what it was.
Do you want to go first, Smokey?
Okay.
It was on G4. It was just regular Ninja Warrior playing. I don't remember what tournament it was. I know it was stage 1 and it was green, so that should narrow it down.
So it's an early tournament.
1 to 12 or 25.
Yeah. So it was on G4 and I was in it was for Christmas. I flew out to Maryland with my brother. It was just me and my brother. And the stupid part is my brother refuses to remember this. He has no memory of us being in a hotel together, but I know for a fact it happened. And the first time I ever saw it was me and him in there, and he turned on the TV to G4, and yeah, I was playing, and I was actually I saw that one. I was probably maybe I want to say I had to have been like 9 or 10 years old, and but I remembered it. I didn't immediately follow
You were
up
probably
with it.
10. You were probably
I
10
didn't.
because it came out in 2006 in America.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, I would say I definitely didn't like immediately go home and like, oh, what was that? But then I remembered like a couple of years later, I saw it again. I was like, oh, that's that thing. That's really cool. And then, but I still remember the first time I ever saw it. So
The first time I saw it, it was when I was 11 years old, and it was Saturday morning. It was the weekend. I was really excited. G4 I started watching for the video game shows in the afternoon. So I was flipping through the channels. I saw G4 and I saw Ninja Warrior. And when I was littler, I used to watch MXC, which was on Spike TV, which is like Takeshi's Castle but edited, and it was hilarious. So when I saw this, I thought it was like MXC style. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. And it was Sasuke 13. And it was so fun to watch. And I remember watching stage 1, I didn't really know any of the competitors or anything. But then I remember stage 2, there was a profile of Shingo. And it was like, this guy's competed in every tournament. He's been the finals twice. I'm like, I'm going to root for this guy. And when he failed, I was like so disappointed. But like, I knew that was my guy. And I still stick with Shingo.
We I'm guessing for my first time it would have been around about 2007 because that's around about the time when the UK got their edited version, or not their edited version, but their version with UK commentary. The first thing of any kind I remember watching on it was Sasuke 9. Probably, I can't remember which one. It was like, I can't remember which stage one it was, whether it was the first episode or the second episode, but it was just so funny to watch. I've mentioned this to Smokey several times. We used to have a commentator that did the UK version, which would come out with just the wackiest and most crazy stuff, like "bang the button" is become a classic line. Go Nagano! Bang the button! Yes! He's in prison now, so I can't reference him anymore. But it's pretty bad. We got a new guy that's not nearly as funny. He's funny, but it's like cringeworthy kind of funny. Yeah, that was the first thing I saw. And as soon as I saw it, I was just hooked on it, and it was just, ever since then, it's just been a part of my life, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger over the years, to such an extent that I now go on television, primetime television in a onesie that's not a fucking onesie. But, yeah.
you keep telling yourself that.
What do you guys... What's you guys' favourite moment? Ever?
All
If you had to pick one.
There's two
Mine's pretty
moments that
obvious.
always stand out to me. The first one is Katsumi Yamada's fail in Sasuke 6 and his reaction to it and everything like that. The entire aftermath, the way he fell, like you never expect it, and then you just see him there all defeated in the dirt, all dirty, his family's there, he's crying, the announcer, like it's something really special, like something you never really see in any other anything. And it was just a really big moment. And then my second is Shingo and Sasuke 7, his final ever attempt. What I think will be his final ever climb
It's gonna
on a
be.
final
It's gonna be.
stage. And it's so sad that it was cut short just like that. It was only 3 seconds. I imagine like, what if he never dislocated his shoulder? How you would have done? And like, it's always disappointing to think.
For me, a
Smokey?
question like that is extremely difficult because, I mean, my favorite part about Sasuke is the same. Like I've said this so many times, and it's always been the case. It's how every tournament is a completely brand new tournament, and the story that is told between the tournaments, like how they all relate to each other, is my favorite part about Sasuke. So realistically, like every tournament, there's something that it does that adds something to Sasuke and makes it my favorite part about the show. But if you're talking about like a specific event, honestly, my memory is so bad and I know so little about the what happened early on in Sasuke. I couldn't even remember that Sasuke 33 happened apparently. So I would have to say that just it would be in recent memory, and obviously it's going to be something I had a reaction to, and I think we all know I had a reaction to Kano clearing the cliffhanger. That's what I'm going to say.
That's your favorite moment. Okay. Um, I think you actually got that spot on though, with the fact that there's something in every single tournament for me that stands out. There's not a single tournament where I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna watch that tournament. It's shit. Every single tournament for me has got something in it which makes it good or enjoyable or memorable. And I'm
Or
talking
just
both
flat out
like
different.
or just different. And I'm talking both the Japanese versions and the edited English versions with the hilarious commentary, which sometimes that makes it even better. Um, but I just can never look past Nagano's total victory for me. That to me stands out as the moment when you get to see just complete and pure happiness and everyone like Nagano being the guy that everyone wanted to win, but he never had done it before. Finally seeing him do it, it was just
I mean,
just the most purest moment of happiness I think you'll ever see in the show.
I I would say that like as I was saying, like every tournament tells its own story and all that. I would say that his total victory is like it's got to be the defining moment of Sasuke overall. Like that's I mean,
I mean, like he's the
13
figurehead.
tournaments
He's yeah,
since a total victory, and now the guy who's on the final stage for what his fourth time
fourth time, yeah.
finally gets total victory. It's the most
And I mean,
it's
he
probably the most perfect story in all of Sasuke.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I think every total victory has a story, and I'm sure there's people out there. There's probably at least one person out there that would say like, oh, this total victory or that total victory is my favorite moment, and they all have their own story. Akiyama's obviously his eyesight, and look, whatever you want to say about him as a competitor, and how poor it's been for him, his overall record, just how much difficulty he must have in life, and for him to just put all that aside and just just show that he has the strength, and then to fucking beast that final stage the way he did makes that memorable. Nagano's obviously was a famous moment. Yuji, because that one for me was sort of that was more like the new stars. Just it's out with the old and it's in with the new.
Yeah.
Um,
I felt like Yuji's second total victory was more impactful for me than his first total victory.
Oh yeah, no. The second one was more just record breaking. To be honest, it was just setting a record that I don't think will ever get broken.
Yeah,
And then
there's no one who's gonna get three
Yusuke's,
total victories.
and then Yusuke's because he's been the fanboy really, and now he's the big star. All right, I think that
Hopefully,
pretty much.
hopefully more moments like that are to come in Sasuke 34. And
Yep.
Whether it'll
I
come from
know
a foreign competitor.
all three of us will be watching it, and I'm
Together.
sure we can together, and we'll be able to pull off another video in this format to discuss it as well.
Yep.
Of course, if you
Yes,
ever want to see
hopefully.
any of those awesome videos, subscribe to all of our channels: Extreme UK Gaming,
I
Hill
don't have
Ninja Warrior,
I don't have
and
a channel.
follow AlfaPuma on Snapchat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just go bother him on that. All of it's just I don't know. Add him on Xbox Live and
Yeah,
tell
I'll
him
train with y'all.
yeah, learn how
I
to
love
save
the
jump. So anyway,
train.
yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully this will be uploaded before the broadcast. Otherwise, rip me.
It's all on you, honey.
And yeah, it's all on me. And yeah, if you like it, leave comments as well on some of the other points that the questions that we've asked each other and like predictions as well. And
Absolutely.
yeah, if you enjoyed it and want to see another one like this, maybe we'll do one in the future on something else. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks to Smokey and AlfaPuma. And
Very
We'll
fun.
see you next time.
hopefully everyone enjoys Sasuke 34.
Yeah.